Next up for Ward 1, Joe Lindquist.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today, and I'd like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event. It's always a great opportunity for the candidates to get out and tell a little bit about themselves. We don't get as many opportunities as I would like for that to happen, but nonetheless, we're here today. I've served on the City Council now for 6 years. I was appointed to my seat in January 2005 to a vacated seat. I had to run in the fall of 2005, and then I had to run again in the fall of 2007. So this was my first 4-year term that I just completed. So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Mount Vernon, attended Mount Vernon High School, graduated from Western Washington University shortly thereafter. And on July 9th of this year, I married my wife, Stephanie. Currently work as a financial consultant at McAdams Wright Reagan on College Way. A few things about my time serving on the council. One of the things I'm proud of is the fact that we're one of the few jurisdictions in the state that has not taken the 1% property tax that's allowed by law. And that is important to, I believe, attracting business owners to the city of Mount Vernon and looking at purchasing property here. And, you know, it's also great for our residents. And one of the things that I've sort of advocated is, you know, when school bonds come up, when school levies come up, take that 1% and put it back into the school system. I think that's important. One of the big projects I'm excited about here is the waterfront project that the city's been working diligently on now for about almost 5 years, and getting that project funded and finding new funding opportunities for that. Look forward to answering any questions that you may have in the future, and appreciate your vote on November 8th.
Thank you, Joe. And this question is, how would your administration be similar or different than the past 4 years? And also describe how your administration would be different than your opponents.
My leadership style, again, I think especially coming when you're sitting on the city council, you're not really involved with the day-to-day operations of the city. That's the mayor's job, and from a city council seat, you have to take in what you hear from citizens when they contact you, and really, you know, you can't go down to City Hall and start poking around at what department heads are doing. So you really have to make sure that you do have the right people in place and that you can feel comfortable calling them up and, you know, seeing if what a citizen said was true and trying to work to resolve those issues. So I think really, you know, going through and analyzing what's been said to you is important before, you know, making a knee-jerk reaction. And I think that 30,000-foot level is very important for council members because you really don't want to start alienating city employees.
Thank you, Joe. What are your thoughts on the Cherry Point Coal Terminal and the impact to Mount Vernon and Skagit County, and what have you done to educate yourself on this issue?
The project at Cherry Point has the opportunity to provide quite a bit of employment for this area, Northwest Washington. The city needs to make sure that we are at the table when the EIS is going on and able to weigh in. The part of the problem is some of this coal could end up going to Canada if the project didn't happen here. And that would still send rail traffic through Mount Vernon. So we really need to make sure we're at the table to hopefully give some input on when trains come through town, and you know, that's going to affect emergency vehicle traffic, and then, you know, maybe we can hope to get get the cars covered. Some of them come through the area covered right now, but that's another thing that we can weigh in on, and there's all kinds of issues that the city needs to be at the table for that.
Thank you, Joe. What is your position on Mount Vernon participating in the Tourism Bureau Interlocal Agreement? Joe?
As it relates to I believe we're talking about the $2 tax with hotels. it's kind of a difficult issue. I support the idea of it, and I would hope that the local hotels get together and do that themselves and form the district. But in terms of the city endorsing it, I do have some issues because not all of the hotels in the county would have to participate. And that, to me, I think kind of gives an unfair advantage to those hotels that would not have to participate. So, hopefully I would like to see, maybe they could form a nonprofit organization that could work to promote tourism and they could charge the $2. But in terms of actually requiring it and creating an actual interlocal and taxing area for it, I have a little heartburn over that.
Thank you, Joe.
I too would like to thank the chamber and Kelly, our moderator. It was a good opportunity to hear the issues that are out there today. And I thank everyone for their support over the last 6 years. I encourage you to visit my website, reelectlindquist.com. And you can find my contact information there if you do have any more questions. But other than that, again, I look forward to serving you for another 4 years. And I thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Joe.